Justice League number 10, written by Jeff Johns, art by Jim Lee. Last issue we left off with Steve Trevor being held captive by, it's Graves. I can't remember if he was named last issue or not, but Graves. And wants to know Justice League secrets and such. So this issue picks up 3 years ago with Graves making his way through the, quote, Pamir Mountains. And he comes across 3 giant, fiery monster god things that he calls the Ashuras. And I guess they're guardians of some secret thing. And they are literal, gods, according to him. They're cast out of their, mountain where they were living before, and now they scavenge down here for whatever. And they say, all right, Graves, if you want help, you gotta help yourself. Come into the temple, and we will teach you all you need to know. And then we go back to Steve Trevor. He has managed to break out of his little chair he was trapped in. And as he runs over and opens up the door, he's hit with this weird spirit blast thing that's like, oh, feed us your pain, Steve Trevor. Give us your loss. And then that's it. So then we go over to Aquaman, who's saving a tipped-over cruise liner, I guess. And he's saving all these people. And all the reporters are like, hey, Aquaman, why are you on the Justice League? You kind of suck. Ha, 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 ha. To which Aquaman is, of course, nonplussed about it. Cyborg calls him up, though, and says, hey, we need you up on Watchtower. Something's going on here. He's like, all right, sure, I guess. So he goes up onto the Watchtower, and pretty much Batman lays it out of all of their villains, not like the biggest ones, but just some of their villains have been captured and tortured by someone named Graves, all looking for information about the members of the Justice League. And they're like, okay, someone's torturing our villains. That's not the worst thing to happen. And basically Cyborg lays it out of no, he got all of our secrets. He's managed to piece together these puzzle pieces from throughout all of the villains, and he knows all of the secrets that we have, all of our weaknesses. So, Cyborg just lays it out that he also knows this stuff. He knows about Flash dating Patty Spivot. He knows Wonder Woman has her own book going on with her own plot. He knows that Batman doesn't trust anyone on the team, except maybe for Superman. We also find out Superman's a reporter, and there's this little brief reveal here that despite the fact that nobody knows anything about anybody else on this team except for Batman and Cyborg because he's connected to all computers and Batman because he's Batman, apparently Batman and Superman work together outside of the team, and they are kind of friends. So, yeah, I guess. So anyway, we then see, okay, we need to work as a team. We don't even know each other's secrets or weaknesses. How can we work together truly that well? But before they can even do anything about it, it gets really, really cold up on the satellite. And Steve Trevor's access code to the satellite was used, to which they're like, Steve Trevor's not allowed on the satellite. Why does he have an access code? And Cyborg's like, in case he ever got tortured and had to give up some information, it's set to set off warning alarms. And then we see Graves is on the satellite. He's like, Trixie, I like that. You guys are good. Anyway, I'm up here because you sit up here above the world looking down on us like you're gods. But I've met gods. You're not gods. You're just people. And you mess up. And I'm going to show the world that. So they realize Steve was in trouble. Wonder Woman goes and takes the first charge at him, to which he does that weird spirit blast thing. And we see Graves, who's just like a weird skull monster thing who has human faces on his chest and arms. And he blasts Wonder Woman, and it's like, oh, feed me your loss. And we see how Wonder Woman, in her own book, lost her mother Hippolyta. And then she just falls over to the ground, with the Scream face just stuck on her face. To which the rest of the Justice League all attacks. And we get an intercut fight, but between everyone being hit by this spirit blast and giving up their loss to Graves. And then we see Graves back, 3 years ago, with getting the power from the Ashuras. And he sees his family that he lost, and the Ashuras blast the spirit energy into him and then transform him into this thing, saying you will have your vengeance against those who have wronged you, and as such you will feed us, or something like that. And basically Graves leaves off with the Justice League completely annihilated, just saying the Justice League killed my family and now the world's going to know it. Short and sweet issue, not a whole lot to it. I don't think Graves was set up well enough yet. I mean, we might still be able to get more out of it, but it feels like, okay, we did the thing where we show why he's angry and we show how he got his power set, and like, I think we're done with the setup. Maybe we're not, but it feels like we're done with it, and I don't feel like it was enough. Because he's just, I'm upset my family's dead. Like, that's 95% of it. I don't know what sets this one apart. To the fact of, he was just an author beforehand who wrote a book about the Justice League. Yes, several other books as well, but like, I don't know. I don't feel like I know him as a character. I feel like I know him just as his loss. And maybe they're going to make a point about that, but I don't know. It just seems a little bit light right now in terms of character development. Overall, though, the rest of the stuff good. I like how the Justice League was literally like now. I think it was it Superman? Superman specific? No, it was Action Comics. Showed like how they were just sitting out in a warehouse, whatever. This does feel, once you would set it aside to that, of like, okay, here's how different things have all set up and turned around here. But no, it's fine. It's an okay issue. It's not great by any means, but you know, not everyone can be. So I'm gonna give this one I'll give it a 6.5. I'm really, really right between 6.5 and 7, but I'm giving it the 6.5 just because there's not really. I feel like if the weird spirit attack thing that Graves has looked better, I'd bump it up to that 7. But it doesn't. I don't know. It feels like it almost feels rushed, which, knowing Jim Lee's art schedule, it probably was. So, not the best in terms of art. It's good. It's standard Jim Lee fare, but it's not the best. So, yeah, 6.5 for this. Hopefully, we'll pick it up next issue.